What is up, everybody? This is Don't Joel Me, and I'm going to give you guys a quick preview of my mock of a Clone Wars MTT. So the base model of this is based off of the 2007 MTT, one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets made. And before we get into this, talking about the exterior and the stuff that I've done with the exterior, I do know that based off of the title of the video and the thumbnail, you guys really want to just see the custom droid rack. That I will go ahead and post a timestamp so you guys don't have to listen to me talk about the exterior if that's not what you're here to talk about. So go ahead and just skip to that part of the video. In the meantime, as far as the exterior goes, this was really fun to build. Essentially what I did was I went on LEGO Digital Designer and I built the 2007 model, and then I took the paint bucket. I followed a picture of the MTT from Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series, and I basically just recolored it. There are a couple artistic liberties that I did take into this. First off, the gun here. The thing about the gun is a lot of the cockpit pieces that were used in the original model don't exist in dark blue. So this is kind of a blocky design. It's really just roof tile pieces. It's a really simple construction, but it still looks pretty good, especially up against it. It really doesn't look bad at all. The other artistic design that I took on this is the top hatch. In the original model, this hatch actually opens. I don't have a need for that, and I didn't like the gap that it made. So I made this custom design up here. Really easy to make. First off, this piece hasn't changed. This is the same piece from the 2007 model, except in the light gray. This section right here, what this is, and you guys can get a pretty clear visual of how to build it. It really is just some stacked plates, and your main guideline here is going to be this piece. I do not know what it's called. I just call it a step-up piece, and it's a rounded tile, and you just pretty much build it according to that, and then with a 1x4 tile on the top. And then this just clips on right up here. Once I can get everything lined up. Come on. Okay, so that just goes on right there, and honestly, when I was making this, it really surprised me how flesh that is. I mean, that looks really good. I don't have any corner tile pieces at the moment to fill in these gaps here, but you can do that. Outside of that, though, the model is exactly the same. I mean, as a 2007, you can literally pull up instructions, and as long as you just pause the video and copy the color scheme, nothing has changed about the model. But let's go ahead and get into why everybody is here, which is going to be the custom droid rack. Now, there are two other YouTubers who have made custom droid racks, and this is kind of a combination of both of their vids, or their builds, their videos. And so I'm going to link their channels in the description below and post them on the screen. I don't have their names in front of me, but they really did inspire this build that I made. The good thing about this build is that it doesn't really change anything about the set itself. There's only two changes to the model to accompany this. First off, inside the hatch here, we're probably not going to be able to see it, but in the original build, there is a 1x8 piece. Actually, let me see if I can get my finger. No. There's a 1x8 piece that goes across right here. That did have to get removed. It really doesn't change the structural integrity of the thing. Like, it's fine. Nothing is going to happen because that bar isn't there. This fell over. Hey, that's a feature that you guys weren't supposed to know about yet, that it opens. The other thing that needed to change were the two bricks up here that open the door. This is a Technic piece. It's two axle ends, and then there's a pin here in the center that you can put in. I put the two pins, and then you just put two 2x2s up here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this on with one hand. So I might just leave it off. We'll give it one try, and then I'm going to move on. Oh, come on, I'm really close. Okay, so those are the only interior changes that need to be done to fit this. Otherwise, this build is really simple. It looks really, really good. I am extremely proud with how it came out, and when you just view the set as a whole, it just looks so good. I mean, honestly. As far as how to build it, from the 2007 version, the front here is pretty much exactly the same, just with some minor height changes by adding a couple of additional like 1x2s and whatnot. So you guys can pause the video, and the lines are clear enough to where you guys can pretty much see how to build it from this view. So that would be the front. The top here, you can kind of see there's like a step down here. Because of the antenna pieces. Again, really easy. This is a 1x8 tile up here, 2x4, 2x2, and then we have this slope, another step up piece, and it really makes it easy for the door to slide open. We'll get kind of like an undershot here. The camera's not focusing, but you can just see that it really, it just makes the door opening really, really smooth. As far as the rack itself, as you guys saw when it fell over, like it just did just now, it does do that on both sides, so it does completely open so you can lay out your droids. As far as how to build this, I'm not going to post instructions or anything because it's really, really easy, and you guys can just follow it from what I'm about to show. You do have these two Technic bricks back here with the pin holes in them. You do have a 3-length pin going through connecting this lift arm. The lift arms used on this are the 7-pin lift arms. I don't know how to describe the length of lift arms, but there are 7 holes. So that's what you're going to need. The first lift arms are obviously connected at the main point there. The second point is going to be where you actually connect this joint for the 2 lift arms. It's going to be the 4th from the bottom, so it's going to be pretty much the center one. And all you do is you just take an antenna, put 2 clip 1x1 pieces, and then a 1x8, and then you attach the battle droids to it. I mean, it really is a very simple build that just looks so nice. I mean, afterwards, when you get up here, in order to keep this piece mobile, you're going to want to put a 1/2 pin, and then the antenna clips 1x8. And then finally at the top, because this lift arm is, behind this first one, you're going to want to use a full-length pin, antenna, clips 1x8. I mean, it really is such a simple yet effective build, and they just lift right on up like this, and it just hangs out there. It really doesn't fall over very often. I know it's fallen over like twice now since I've started this video, but the weight of gravity of the battle droids, the center of gravity of it, usually does hold it up pretty well. As you can see, I'm like bumping on the table. It's not really moving. The back end here, also pretty simple construction. Essentially all you do is you can really build it any way that you want. Just make it the same height as this side. You can see it from a side view there of how it should be built up. And that's really it. I mean, the MTT is my favorite build. And with the Clone Wars animated series with Season 7 coming out, if they release a new MTT, hopefully it's a blue one. That would be really, really awesome. My only fear is the last MTT that they released, which was back in like 2014, was really, really bad. It carried 6 battle droids when the 2007 version carried 16, and mine carries 24. So I would highly recommend getting or building this because, again, you really don't need to make any changes to the interior. So we're going to just go ahead and reel these bad boys back in. Oh, this isn't pushed in all the way. Yeah, you do want to make sure that they're pretty flush up against. And then they fit in pretty snug. I mean, if we open up the hatch here, they fit in there really good. Yeah. And they don't really ever get caught. Hardly ever do they get caught, and while it's in there, they stay still. Oh, did I just lie? Nope. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so it's good. It's definitely a good solid build. Like I said, I'll put the 2 channels that inspired this build into the description so you guys can go ahead and check out their designs. One of them did far more gutting to the interior, and I really liked his build, but he didn't show what he did to the interior, and I had already built this, and I didn't want to take it apart. But his build made the rack like a lot longer. My rack still only holds 4 battle droids. My rack still only holds 4 battle droids horizontally. His held like 6, I think. So his model is really good, but he didn't show how to do, what adjustments to make to the interior. So I didn't want to bother with that. And then the other guy, the other video that I'm gonna post, the quality isn't super good. The video is kind of old, but he definitely gave me the idea on how to, make this as compact as it is. So I'm really happy with it, and I do hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything. Again, I'm not going to post any instructions. What I will do real quick is we're going to go ahead and just do a freeze frame of the back, and then we'll do a freeze frame, or I'm sorry, the side. We'll do a quick freeze frame of the back, and then we'll do a quick freeze frame of the front so you guys can just see pretty much all of the color changes, and you guys can make the changes yourself and order the pieces. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon.